Adventure Men podcast, and guess what night it is?
It's ladies night.
So we are going to be doing a series with each of our wives. We're going to do one a month, culminating in a wives special where they will each talk about it, but every month there's going to be a episode where one of us and our wives bring a strong female character from pop culture that we feel helped shatter some of the glass ceilings there for women in media and in real life. So, But before we get all that good stuff, Adrian, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm still stuck on that ball crusher brick game on my phone. I made it to level 290. Not a big jump from last week because I'm just stuck on this one level forever. You need to break that habit. A lot of social distancing rules have been loosened in the past week or two, so we've been kind of taking advantage of that. I'm not sure in the best of ways, but we'll see. Like a little, yeah, I'll let you know in 2 to 14 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was weird. Like some are out of the blue. A person in our family got an email address saying, "Do you remember this person from 40 years ago?" And they said yes. And they said, "Hey, guess what? You have a son." So we had a little family reunion. A bunch of people washing hands and 6 feet apart.
Just stay 6 feet away. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a little going away party for a cousin. Moving to Oklahoma, so there's another little get together where everyone's freaking out over. Something that's kind of weird is we've been getting into like plants. So we put all these plants up on our patio during this whole quarantine. And when I went to go water one time, there was a nest in there. So like, okay, well, I got to leave this plant alone. And then about a week or two ago, the eggs hatched.
Aww.
Yeah. We're kind of worried because, the parents weren't there, but, they let them, leave them alone. They'll figure it out. So, yeah, now they're fat little birds. And I just noticed today, like, on one of the planterns, there's like 3 or 4 of these little house finches. I think they are little red birds.
Yeah.
They're like chirping and like flying and like flying in one spot, chirping at the babies. And like you see the baby like kind of climb up, like they're like cheering them on.
Aww.
He like climbs up.
It's
and
like watching a Pixar movie in real life.
Yeah, no, it seriously is. Like Carrie got some video and pictures of this. Like this is like it's like a whole little nature show going on right there.
Some bird built a nest above our front door, and it attacks you when you come in or out the front door. So there's no eggs in the nest either. It's just being a territorial little asshole. So we're gonna see how long it lasts
before you pull out a flamethrower.
Yeah, the Chinese delivery guy tonight like had to run away from it. It was funny.
So. Beware a-hole bird.
Yeah.
Just kind of nature stuff and family stuff this past week. Not too much gaming. What about you, Jason?
I was about to ask, how's the Uncharted playthrough going through?
The little marathon thing? Yeah. I got another week. I'll get there.
I've been playing a game called Spellbreak. It's in a closed beta. I got the beta invite, and it's been a lot of fun, I guess. I don't know. I'm not that big into battle royales, but it's a magic-based one, and it's got a lot of cool systems to it, so I've been having fun with that. Been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat, getting okay at my combos, and been forgetting how to do them whenever I finally hop online. But the DLC for that drops today, so I'm looking to hop in that tonight whenever we're done. I got the office fully set up now. It's all good to go to start painting in and recording in. So welcome to the new office, guys.
Cool.
What do y'all think? Looks nice, huh?
Yes.
Yes. I've been posting like my little minions that I've been painting on Instagram a lot. So it's been fun painting those guys. I like them. And we've had a lot of thunderstorms here.
Same.
So it's been a lot of fun going through that. Took Grayson on a fishing trip too. We went on a fishing trip and he caught a fish.
Oh yeah.
He was actually reeling, like he was on the boat. He did really well on the boat. for a good hour, 2 hours before he got bored. So that's good for his age.
Yeah.
And he was reeling in the thing. He liked spinning the thing around. And as he was reeling it, I noticed he was having trouble with it and got this little, like, maybe 3-inch catfish, but it's still it's cute.
That is one more fish than I have caught, and I've tried.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll go fishing someday, Adrian.
You've never caught a fish?
I've never caught a fish. I've been fishing several times, but I've never caught one.
I caught 7, I think, catfish.
I went to a
All about
loaded
that.
pond that kids go to specifically catch fish, and I didn't catch one.
Are you trying to use your hands or a rod? You got to put bait at the end of the hook, right?
I'm just not good at that.
His worm is too little.
What about you, Ryan? What you been up to?
I have still been playing Assassin's Creed Origins. I am in the DLC. I finished the first part DLC, Hidden Ones. It was alright. It was cool. It was good.
I think that's the farthest I played.
But I started Curse of the Pharaohs yesterday before the power went out and played a good chunk of it today. And holy shit. It's awesome. Like, you should go back and play that, Jason. It's so cool.
I have the season pass for that game. I just never played any of it, but I also don't have the game anymore.
Oh, dude. I'm telling you, the Curse of the Pharaohs is so awesome. Like, there's been 2 or 3 things that blew my mind so far where I was like, holy shit. Like, there are things that I wanted the whole game that now I'm playing the DLC and it's there. And the DLC has like kicked this game up to, it's probably my favorite Assassin's Creed. I said it was like an 8 out of 10. It's probably a good 9 with Curse of the Pharaohs, and I'm not even all the way through that. It's really good. I could tell you why, but I don't want to spoil it unless you don't care.
I'll probably play it.
Cool. Yes, do that. I am level 1,348 in Wordscapes.
So many words.
So many words. I jumped back into Clone Wars. I finished season 5. I'm a quarter of the way through season 6. The second half of season 5 and the start of season 6 were freaking awesome. Like, I really enjoyed them a lot. They are really dark and gritty and
from what I remember,
good.
Season 5 was the last one they had on Cartoon Network, and season 6 is the Netflix original season. Right?
Maybe. I
and
think
then seven's the last season that came on Disney.
Yes.
Okay, so season 6 was the Netflix one.
Yeah, I went through that list that you gave me to like the essential ones, and I was like, no, that's I should watch them all. So I started watching them. I'm midway through season 2.
Yeah, it picks up definitely in season 2. And there's some lulls here and there where there's just some kind of dumb, goofy filler episodes that don't need to exist, in my opinion. The ending of season 5, like that second half of it,
was so good.
Was really, really good. And even the like dumb, goofy droid episodes were still good. You know, so. And I am on a mission to cook the perfect cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah?
I will, yeah. I'm researching and looking up different styles and techniques and preparation methods. I want to nail it because, like, just to me, there's, like, no better, it's the best food. Like, there's no better food than just a cheeseburger done right. I'm not bad. Like, I don't make bad cheeseburgers, but I want people to make that, like, sex noise when they bite into it. You know?
What different styles of cheeseburger have you come across, or have you done?
I'm just looking at different. I'm not gonna do anything like super crazy. Like, I watched a video with this guy who is like the burger guru. He travels all over the country and learns like very central localized burger styles, and he made like a slug burger which had like breadcrumbs mixed in with it, and then he like flattened it on the griddle and let the like grease crispy up the breadcrumbs, and it was like kind of like crunchy and chewy, but the breadcrumbs soaked up the grease, so it was like just, I don't know, but I'm not going to do that. But
But
I'm
it was
just
slugs.
no. He explained that too. Like it was called a slug burger because it used to cost a nickel, and nickels used to be called
I'm over
slugs.
here like,
Oh.
did they ground up the slug?
No. So, but yeah,
I was really grossed out for a good like a minute right now.
I'm gonna make some kick-ass fucking cheeseburgers. So hold
Next
on
time
to your
it comes
tits,
out.
boys.
I tried this one thing years ago where like I made because I wanted to get like the kind of crispy char taste, but like still juicy.
Yeah.
So I did like a charred burger, kind of like very well done, and then crumbled it into the patty, and that didn't work.
No.
So yeah, I don't recommend that.
So with that out of the way, it's time for news.
The new Tenet movie trailer came out this weekend. One of Christopher Nolan's new movie.
Backwards time cuff.
Yeah, it's like a time shifting epic something or another.
Demolition Man already came out. We're good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Good.
the whole industry is kind of pinning their hopes on this movie. I think it's supposed to be like the first quote unquote blockbuster to come out after the quarantine. If it does well, then everyone's gonna start coming out. So
I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
If it doesn't do well, then everyone it's like in Groundhog Day, or everyone's go back into quarantine for 6 more weeks
Eh,
of
the,
streaming.
the narrative has already been written.
Yeah.
People are going to do whatever they're going to do, and they're going to make it about whatever they want it to be about. So,
What We Do in the Shadow Season 3 has officially been announced and is going to be in production, so that makes me happy. Love that show.
yeah,
Y'all need to watch that show.
I just need to get and
Yeah.
watch the movie, and then I'll start the show.
You don't even need to watch
So,
the movie first. Just
I
want to
watch the movie first.
Was
though.
that new Netflix?
It's on Hulu.
Hulu?
The movie
Yeah.
I know is on Prime. Hulu has the show.
Okay.
So it's
You're saying don't watch the show, the movie first, or it doesn't matter.
You don't need to watch the movie. You can just watch the show, but watching the movie kind of makes some of the later episodes a lot funnier. But that show is probably top 5 of my favorite shows of all time now. Every episode it gets higher and higher.
Yeah, I'll watch the movie with Kelly. She wants to see it, so
It's really good.
We'll do that. I need to,
If you finally watch that, I'll finally watch Jojo Rabbit.
Sure.
Waititi. And I will watch Green Lantern, another movie with Taika Waititi.
I also wanted to say real quick, FX is just going kind of crazy with their shows. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was renewed for season 15.
Oh,
What?
damn.
And they said in the next season they are going to address coronavirus, which I can't wait.
I haven't seen that movie. I haven't seen that show in a while.
I've never watched it.
It's so, oh my God,
really
that show's
good.
so good. And it lulled for a little while and I got kind of bored with it. And then I came back and rewatched it and I tore through like all of it because it's so good. So, hey, guess what? This shouldn't surprise anybody. BlizzCon's canceled.
I'm sad.
Yeah. Well, they said they may have an online version or just something small or just a way to connect the community or something. I don't know. The press release was fairly vague, but they said it wouldn't be until like early next year. So
Long time to wait for Diablo news.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they let some of the stuff out during, Summer Game Fest or around the E3 time or something just to get news out about it.
Mhm.
But the community engagement and involvement aspect of it, I think, is what they're alluding to with early next year.
Yeah.
Mark Guggenheim, writer of Jackpot, is coming up with a movie for the Sony Spider-Verse thing that they're trying to create.
Yeah, she's a more recent character that was created, a few years ago or so. Don't really know a whole lot about her, but
Is this going to
Weren't
be?
they working
is
on a
this
Silk movie also?
Yeah, they were thinking of that too, but I think it's still in kind of development hell. But is this that female Sony Spider-Man movie that they were talking about last time?
I think it's different. I think it's separate. It may
Yeah,
be,
the
but I
last
think
one-
it is separate.
The last one was going to be Silver Sable and Black Cat, but I think that got canned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
The Sony, even the name they have for it, like the Sony universe of Marvel characters or whatever the hell they called it, it's weird. Like, hopefully it works and the movies are good, but we'll see. I mean, we say that with like everything and especially Marvel and comic book movie thing, but we'll see.
We'll see. Warhammer 40K announced the 9th edition this Saturday with a huge update to the Necrons and cool rules and a big cool trailer that they showed off. So I love how they finally updated my pass race after I switched characters, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm not hurt. Trailer looked really cool though.
Yeah, it was pretty cool looking. I really liked the aesthetic of it, and there's one Space Marine model that looks freaking awesome. I think it's the Judicar that they showed off.
Like shield with the skeleton on it?
No, it had like, he had a big sword that had like a flat edge on the top.
I know what you're talking about.
It was made for cutting off heads. So
hell
yeah. And then all the Necron models look fucking awesome. Like,
all of them look so good.
I'm kind of bummed I went Tau instead of Necron, but I'm still sticking with my choice. I still love all the Tau units and all the stuff I'm building. So, but yeah, they look cool as hell.
Yeah, those big spider walkers with the energy swords, and they got like showed off the Silent King finally. Like, it looks really cool. I'm more excited to see what it brings as far as rules go.
Mm-hmm.
And just 9th edition seems to be a perfect time that we started. Like, we are gonna have I'm gonna have my army about built by the time it comes out. So
that, and we'll be learning the rules along with
fresh.
Yeah, with people who are also learning them, so it's not going to be as bad. So,
we'll still
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm still going to get my ass kicked, but
Yeah, you'll play me and we'll do fine.
Yep. Oh, I'll be good. So there's a rumor of a Kingdom Hearts TV show on Disney Plus. Never really played the games. I have like a passing interest in them. I'll look up like reviews and videos and stuff about them, but I won't really want to play them just because I know the time investment is heavy and it just doesn't interest me in that sense. But this might be kind of cool. It would be CGI, and they would be bringing the Disney voice actors from the game back into the show, but they haven't said anything about the original characters or any of the Square Enix characters that are in the games.
Well, the third one didn't have any of the Square Enix characters, so that really turned me off from that one.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not really 100% sure on any of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never played any of these. I always kind of had like an interest in maybe playing them.
Yep.
Like, I'm not like a big RPG guy, but like, Mario RPG had Mario tricking me into playing an RPG, and then KOTOR had Star Wars tricking me into playing an RPG. So I thought maybe this one have Disney tricking me into playing one.
This is definitely more action oriented than most other RPGs. The combat is in real time and you run around and jump and everything.
The combat's almost identical to Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
But I went back to try to replay the first one because I remember the first and second game very fondly, and the games are very goofy and not in a not trying to say but it's not like in a goofy, like in a good way, but like it's very deep and dark storylines, but all of it's kind of written for kids. So it's really hard for me to get into as like a person who's gone through college. And I remember them in high school being like, man, these games are awesome, but I just feel too grown up for them now.
Like Degrassi.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways. All right, well, that wraps up news, and it is time to start our Ladies' Night segment, and we are going to welcome Jason's wonderful wife, Grace. And welcome to the show, Grace.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having us and letting us steal your husband all the time.
It's fine. He enjoys it.
Yeah, sometimes.
You enjoy the alone time too, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's good study time.
All right, so the whole idea behind this series that we're doing, we wanted to bring our wives in and have them introduce a strong female character from pop culture and how it influenced them and how they feel it has progressed women in pop culture and the real world as well. And we would also bring a female character that inspired us and showed that women can do more than they've been allowed to do in the past. So, with all that being said, Grace, who is your character?
Well, when Jason first came to me with this, I mean, the first person that came to mind was Wonder Woman. And I think most people know who that is and just what she represents. But I think, when most people think about her, they think of like the superhero side, which is what I really like about her. But I think a lot of the more mundane side kind of goes ignored in a bit. And I think that's something that also makes her a very well-rounded character because she has a very kind heart. And a lot of times with like these tough women characters, I think that kind of gets pushed aside because it's like you can't be tough and nice at the same time, but she kind of does both. And the fact that she's a princess but doesn't necessarily live that princess life. She wants to go and save the world despite its flaws, and she knows there's good in the world, and like she's willing to risk her life in order to, I guess, save people, save the little good there is out there in the world.
Yeah, that's one of the things I always thought was kind of cool about her is that she realizes that not everyone deserves to be saved, but that doesn't mean you should still do it. In a sense where she may not necessarily agree with everything that's happening, but she knows it's her duty and her right and her responsibility to, defend the planet.
Right. I think the new DC movie did a really good job at portraying her in that light, kind of seeing her realize that the world was corrupt, but it wasn't in her place to like judge humans for their flaws. And it's like just saving the good that was there.
Yeah, that new movie for sure had one moment, especially wherever like they showed her kind of standing up to the German army, and I think it was just a very strong moment for women in general to see like Wonder Woman trying to cross across like a World War I like barrage of bullets and just do what she does, and it gives hope to all people, not just to women, but like she inspires hope in people, and that's what I really like about the character as well.
Yeah.
And I think I appreciate how feminine she is too, because I think that's something that a lot of people that want to portray like the strong woman like sometimes kind of put that aside. But I think femininity is important, and that and that's portrayed in her image as well. I mean, given it depends on the artist, sometimes it's a little over sexualized, but overall I think they do a good job at like bringing out her like women assets, I guess. Woman assets, but also just like keeping her modest sometimes.
Yeah, comic book artists are gonna comic book artists though every once in a while, so it happens. It's always been an issue, but I do feel that overall she isn't an overtly sexual character. I think there, like you said, there's been phases here and there have been things done that have not necessarily been the most popular, but in my opinion, I think one of my favorite costumes of hers is one where she has pants. I can't remember which writer and artist run it was, but she like was fully clothed and it wasn't, a little skirt and
Right.
And it didn't take away from her character to do that.
Yeah. The original creator, William Moulton Marston, he was he was a feminist, so like he wanted to create a character who embodied like what a woman, I don't know, it's hard to say like a man saying what a woman should be, but like that's the kind of woman who he wanted to like run the world, like
especially during that time.
Yes, especially during that time.
Yeah, he wrote her to be a feminist icon and did his best to keep her that way, and fought a lot of ideas and storylines and stuff that were going to jeopardize what she was, and he fought against that. So
break
just
that
because,
whole like damsel in distress.
yeah,
Yeah, she's
just
never played that damsel in distress role.
Right.
no, just because a man created her doesn't make her any less of a woman in a sense. But I think, some of her best writers on the series, especially I think Gail Simone, did a great job writing her. So
She's also really good in the Justice League TV show. Like, did a really good job in that show, just portraying her really well.
yeah.
My daughter loves that show on Netflix, Superhero Girls.
Oh,
She's like the straight A student in that little
she
high
would
school there.
I think is that the version, that another version where she's wearing pants too. I think I really like that. Makes it super cute.
In Justice, she's wearing pants.
Yeah,
No.
that's true.
She's a bad guy though.
Oh no, that's an alternate timeline.
Oh, fun fact: the guy who created Wonder Woman also played a part in creating the polygraph test, the lie detector.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
thing.
I think there's a good book out there that I bought Grace about like the history of Wonder Woman as like a creative media.
Yeah, the polygraph test is a sham though. So
Yeah, but I'm saying like that also kind of like, I guess like you could say that kind of influenced her lasso or something, lasso of truth.
Oh, that's,
yeah.
I get it now. That's cool.
Bite your tongue during a polygraph. It'll throw off all the sensors.
Bite your tongue and you get lassoed with the lasso of truth.
I don't think it works that way.
No, I think it's more magical.
One of my favorite like Wonder Woman moments is when she, I think, lassos Batman to get him to say his like real name, and he just says, "I'm Batman," because he's crazy. So
Yeah, because he's more Batman than Bruce Wayne at this point.
Yeah. That, and I think the Linda Carter TV show was also really influential for young girls around that time. To see, again, a woman kicking ass on primetime TV.
Mm-hmm. I think that was around the same time that Lou Ferrigno's Hulk was on TV too, wasn't it?
I'm not
like 60s
sure.
or 70s
Also,
or something.
you're crossing universes again, Jason.
No, I'm just asking because like that's like he was a big deal back then, and to have like a female character also showing that they're a cool superhero at the same time is really good. Strong stuff.
No, I know. All right. Do you have anything else you want to say about Wonder Woman before we move on to Jason's?
No, I think that was about it. I think you guys are pretty knowledgeable about her, and I think most people know who she is. So I think that's it.
Cool.
Yeah, I think most people know who she is, but they don't realize exactly how big of a character she really
And
is.
how multidimensional. I think you see her and you just think she's like a pretty girl that's strong, but there's more to her.
I think these new movies are kind of bringing that out more.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely like top 5 theme songs in character histories too. Like that rock theme that she has in the DC movies is so good.
I thought you were talking about the one from the TV show, and I was like, all right.
No. My turn?
Yes.
This probably come as a surprise to nobody, but Chun-Li from Street Fighter is probably my pick for strong female character.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them that I wanted to include, but I really wanted to include Chun-Li because it was a big deal for my sister, and particularly whenever we were playing video games growing up, that she had a character she could play as in this game that she really enjoyed playing.
Mm-hmm.
And Chun-Li kind of brought my sister into playing games with me. And it was kind of like a big deal for me because my sister never really wanted to play games, and she was interested in Street Fighter, but she saw that there's a female character that kicks butt with the other guys, and that was a big deal for her.
Also, you can just button mash the kick button.
Yeah, the lightning kicks. Like, she has a lot of, like, you could say she's probably top 3 most recognizable characters in that game, and that's a big deal for a game like that.
Yeah, I would say outside of Ryu, I think, Ryu and Ken, but I kind of almost consider them one character. I would say, Chun-Li is probably the second most recognizable.
Ryu, Ken, and Guile. And Chun-Li. Those are like the 4.
Yeah, I would even
Chun-Li
say
was like
Chun-Li.
one of my first. It's like one of your first go-tos when you're like, "What is Street Fighter?" You just hit this button a bunch of times and look at you.
Yep. Yeah, it's
It's-
definitely accessible.
Yeah.
She's very powerful in the game. I think she is a little bit sexualized just with her outfit.
Yeah, there was a moment in early Street Fighter she was, but in Alpha she definitely got toned down.
Yes, with the kind of like Bruce Lee jumpsuit type thing, the blue
I know
one.
that she's Grace's favorite character too, right, Grace?
Oh yeah, and similarly, like I'd go into the arcades, and it was fun to be able to pick a female character that was really good.
Mm-hmm. She was one of my go-tos for a little while when I was figuring the game out. Again, the kind of lightning kick is very alluring in a sense where it gives you a move that is powerful without you having to memorize the button inputs and kind of learn combos. It kind of gives you your own little combo right off the bat, and I think her having that move is pretty smart in a way where it
like good on Capcom.
Yeah, I think, and it sounds kind of bad, but I feel that it's a good intro character because, maybe a lot of times a girl isn't gonna feel intimidated to go up to an arcade machine and put a quarter in and fight someone, and to give them a character that is kind of
a little more simplified to play.
Yeah, but it still has depth to it. Like she has a lot.
There are other moves, yeah.
Her mix-ups and her crossovers and her heel stomp especially, and her charge moves make her one of the most difficult characters to play. But she also has very easy introductory character stuff.
Easy to learn, difficult to master.
Yeah.
That which is to me the most important thing in a fighting game.
I never got that hurricane kick of hers, the upside down one.
The spinning bird kick.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good move. But yeah, I think as far as like she also broke a lot of boundaries as far as gaming goes. Like before Chun-Li, there was really just Samus as far as like strong female main characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her story of revenge is really powerful, and the fact that like her father got killed by Bison on a Tuesday, and
it's one of my favorite movie scenes of all time, and she's involved in it. So, yep.
She's just a very, very strong, good character, and she's continued on. She doesn't play in that damsel in distress. She's a cop who's learned kung fu, and I mean, it's saying something, even though the movie was terrible, that the only other Street Fighter movie besides the main with Van Damme is The Legend of Chun-Li.
Yeah, but the Van Damme one's better somehow.
Yeah, well,
right?
Every movie's better than that Legend of Chun-Li one, but she still
has
her own
Dragon
movie.
Ball Evolution. Dragon Ball Evolution.
I'm in fighting game movies. Anyways.
Okay, all right. The Tekken movie was bad. Anyways.
But anyways, yeah, that's why I brought Chun-Li to the table. She's like one of my top 3 to go to whenever I start playing Street Fighter. A lot of cool ideas behind her, and just the idea that it helped introduce my sister into gaming and what made her like feel represented, like meant a lot to me as a like teenager growing up, that my sister had someone that she could play as, and it was really neat.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, I was in another character from Street Fighter, another strong female. Like I was a Cammy main for a little while in Street Fighter 4. I wasn't any good, but I tried using her a lot.
Oh, she wasn't good in 4, that's why.
I think Capcom has done in general a good job with strong female characters.
Yeah, Laura's really good. They have a really bad habit of over-sexualizing them, especially in 5. Like 5 has a lot of really over-sexualized female characters.
Oh yeah,
but Capcom's really been bad about that all the time.
There's a Chun-Li costume in 5 that's ridiculous, where I was like, all right, come on now.
Yeah, but they also have some pretty sexy Ryu costumes, so,
True. Well, I was going to say, like
little Zangief hair.
Jill in Resident Evil, I think, is another thing Capcom did really well. And you play Resident Evil, and it gives you the choice of playing as Chris or Jill, and you're a stupid teenage boy, you pick Chris because it's the dude. Yeah, it's hard mode now. Like you start with a knife and you don't get a lot of stuff. You play as Jill, and she starts with a gun. She has a lockpick. She's the better character to play as in Resident Evil, and they kind of
she goes into the situation in a much smarter way.
Yes, she's the better character to play as in Resident Evil 1. I would say, unless you're trying to play a more difficult like run through the game. But you know, I do think, but I don't think Jill would exist. I don't think a lot of these other female characters, I don't think a lot of female fighting game characters would exist without Chun-Li. So.
Yeah, like Sonya Blade wouldn't exist, Katana wouldn't exist. Like, she was just a really cool character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any honorable mention you want to throw out real quick, Grace, before we sign off?
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna throw out Hermione Granger just because, you know, I am a Harry Potter girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because, you know, she's surrounded by guys, but she likes to play up her strengths of, you know, which is being the well-read one and just keeping cool under pressure. You know, she doesn't play the damsel in distress either. She knows what spells to use at what time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, her dialogue's always on point. Yeah. So, honorable mention.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure having you on.
Again, thanks for having me.
All right.
Have a good night.
Well, thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
That's my lady.
I thought I was your lady.
That's Tuesdays. Oh,
You're my
wait.
man.
It is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
I'm a Buffalo Bill and tuck it between my legs.
I'm going to help. That means help divers later.
I don't know. I might be going to bed.
Oh, that's fair.
Maybe. Who knows? Is it
I
gonna?
don't
It depends on if it storms or not, to be honest, and it probably will, because
Yeah.
that's just what's happening. But anyways,
Yeah.
thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed our special guest, Grace.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's Jason's wife, who brought Wonder Woman, and Jason brought Chun-Li for our inaugural Ladies' Night episode. So next month it will be Kelly and I bringing our strong female characters to Ladies' Night, and then the month after that will be Adrian and his wife Carrie. And like I said, we will have a roundup episode with all three of the wives and them talking to each other for a little bit. Email us and let us know your favorite female characters. You can do that by emailing us at nextgenretromen@gmail.com.
You can follow us on Instagram at NextGenRetromen and Twitter at NextGenRetromen.
You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/NextGenRetromen, or check us out on YouTube, NextGenRetromen.
And as always, you can listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And if you want to, you can also listen to us on YouTube, like Adrian said, if that's your preferred way of listening to things. Cool. Well, you know,
It was fun.
Ladies' Night
Yeah.
typically means cheaper drinks. So I'm going to go make a margarita.
I was about to ask Grace, would you like a margarita?
It wouldn't be as good as mine.
I've already had like 3.
Yes, they said yum. Oh, yeah, Ryan has the best margaritas, so he's going to make the best margarita with the best burgers someday.
Oh, hell yeah.